Hi guys, it's Renzap and I'm on my Scoundrel, healing Mandalorian raiders with a Guardian tank, Commando DPS, and a Shadow DPS. The Guardian tank's going to be replaced on the second boss because she DCs and she never comes back, so I have to go out and find a replacement for her, which was pretty annoying. So yeah, you're going to see another Guardian tank who's actually much more, well, a better tank than her in some ways, because she kind of forgets to tanks things that are hitting me and stuff, and she doesn't put on guard which you're supposed to on anyone. I'm not even sure if she puts it on anyone actually. Nope, I don't see it throughout the video. But yeah, she's not the worst tank I've ran through this dungeon with. I actually ran this another time before this run on my Scoundrel to see if I could record that, but it was just one big mess because I had two Guardians that wanted to tank and they didn't really know how to tank. They were kind of, tunnel visioned into tanking one mob and letting me take on a couple mobs, or letting a DPS take on a couple mobs while I try to keep them alive. So I'd always be like shitting my pants every single pull because this guy. I even had two tanks, so that didn't make sense. Why was I actually tanking some of the pulls? But yeah, that didn't make sense, and that was a shithole. So I didn't use that footage. Instead, I'm gonna use this since it's, even though this made me shit my pants a bit, didn't make me shit my pants as much as the last run. So I did a lot of shitting. I had diarrhea. Yeah, well, this dungeon is kind of actually long, so I might not talk at some parts, so you guys can maybe enjoy the dungeon. Oh yeah, this part's kind of lame because it bugs out or something, and this is the first part of the dungeon where I shit my pants. Everyone's just getting mobbed, and there's like 30 things on everyone. And this commando decides to be a real commando and pull shit herself. So right after we do this boss, I'm just getting myself all rejuvenized and crap. She goes and pulls another room, and then the room beside us to my right now, it's actually a bugged room I think, because every time we try to attack stuff in that room, it bugs out. So I wouldn't recommend pulling stuff in that room. Not this room, but in the room in a second. She's just killing stuff for no reason. I don't even know what she's doing. That was pretty annoying. And the tank didn't even know what was happening. She was just standing out there. Whole time. She does this for a while. It's either she DC'd again, or she was just like chatting with people. I don't know. But yeah. This room that we're about to go to is the bugged room, which is pretty annoying because a lot of things bug out in the flashpoints, but when they do bug, it gets really annoying. For example, there's going to be mobs appearing from walls, and there's going to be a mob underground shooting me for a couple minutes, which got pretty annoying. So I complained there, follow the tank, because I don't even see the point of pulling that room. If there's a point, my bad, but that completely just wasted a lot of time. Our tank's pretty clueless now that I look at it. She doesn't know what's happening, and I'm telling them to get the fuck out of this room because they're just glitching, and sometimes the glitches stop if you leave a certain area, and in this case it worked. After a certain amount of time, this guy stopped shooting me, but they wouldn't leave, so I pulled myself. I pulled the mobs myself and let them figure out what's happening, because I didn't want to stand there and keep healing myself nonstop while they stood around thinking it'd just go away or something. So it's still hitting me. Yeah. My only thing that I like is nothing's really on me except for this invisible mob. The run I did with two guardians that were trying to be geniuses and tanking together, which made a lot of sense. Really, really sucked. I mean, a lot, because two tanks, and they couldn't even tank everything together. Two tanks. So yeah, just keeping this commando off because she's doing a lot of DPS, and sometimes, and guardians don't have a lot of AOE things unless they know how to use force sweep, and we don't have the slash thing, the little cleave, I forget the name. Anyways, this is the first boss, pretty annoying. Brax the Bloodhound, or something. He's a tank and spank boss, but without the ads, he's a tank and spank boss. But with the ads, he's just a bitch because the dogs have no aggro table, so they're just gonna run around and attack anything. And if you keep the boss with that aura on near the dogs, it'll give the dogs a buff. So, and it hurts a lot. That's what they were doing wrong. And I'm not sure if the boss has an aggro table. I think he does. I'm pretty sure he does. And my party doesn't know the aura crap. And this guy's LOSing me, so kind of my fault, but I didn't want to be standing in that circle while there was an aura. Well, he had his aura up and dogs were everywhere. So I was trying to split them apart, but this guy just wanted to stay up there. Probably the best positioning would be to stand up top on that platform where the commando is, since no one can LOS you that way unless they run around those stupid ass these computer things. Yeah, just shitting my pants trying to get her up. I have like no energy. Yeah, I guess he doesn't have an aggro table when he uses his aura. He just runs at someone randomly. But luckily, she uses her cooldowns and we succeed. That chest goes to the Shadow, who gets a new item for himself, a chest piece. So yeah, since I'm 25 now, I have a bunch of new skills. No real healing skills yet. I think I get my new healing skill at 30, the emergency med pack, which gives you like an instant heal when you use upper hand. Yeah, this group isn't too smart. I mean, the commando's probably the smartest, but she likes to pull shit, which is not a big deal if the tank knows what's happening, but usually she doesn't. So yeah, the next tank is much more competent. He actually knows what he's doing, since he has a 50 level 50 alt, or that he's playing on his alt. These turrets are annoying. Usually you want the tank tanking both, but she kind of forgets about... No, she doesn't. And I guess that was the last tank. Those two asshole guardians. They would just tank one, even though they were both tanking. The tanks code. And let me tank the other one, because they're super cool. It still pisses me off, because it was a big waste of time. I probably spent an hour and a half just wiping with them. I just didn't want to leave because I wanted to get the daily done. So yeah, you get on this tram. I don't know if they made it a little bit better, because before it just keep going non-stop. Now it actually stops for a bit. Before it'd be going back and forth non-stop, but now it just stops for like 5 seconds, waits for you. But yeah, if you don't want to use that, you can just run through the tunnel like these guys, because these guys got left behind. Pretty simple. A good thing I like about Scoundrels is that they have the little CC for droids. They can CC droids and like humanoids, so it's cool. I mean, you're a healer. You bring two things on to the table. You can heal and CC, so that's, like I said before, and probably the other videos that I did. It's a really good thing to be able to do. That is if your team wants to use CCs or a group. I think there's an elevator on to my right that you can slice. Might be the wrong area. So yeah, she's not tanking the other one until now. Took a while. Since it sped up, it actually did take a while, and I was probably getting pretty annoyed. Because this is my second run with a tank that doesn't pay attention. And they didn't use that fire tank explosive shit on when the guy passed, or when those ads came. Well, I guess. Oh yeah, we do use the elevator. Slicing, scavenging, bioanalysis, I think, all pretty good things you have when running flashpoints. Now this part's hilarious because both runs I did on my Scoundrel, the tanks all fell for this. Not even the tanks, even the DPS that were standing with tanks. We've been fighting these battle droids the whole dungeon or flashpoint, and they didn't realize that they could get knocked off when these guys use their little push thing. We'll see in a second. I was just laughing by myself when it happened because it happened twice. The first run I did with the two Guardian tanks, it happened. It pushed away the one Guardian tank, and the other Guardian tank didn't really. See, that guy messed up. Summons two, and it becomes a big shithole. So, anyways, the first Guardian tank. One guy got knocked off, and the other tanks just. Oh, there goes the tank. The other tank just stood there and watched, and let himself. He didn't even move. He just stood there and let himself get knocked off himself. I'm pretty sure they were keyboard turners, so they probably had themselves zoomed in like all the way, didn't even notice what was happening around them. That's usually the problem with tanks that don't pick up ads. They have no awareness around them since they're zoomed in all the way or something. Like, they can only see the character's back plus the monster in front of them. They can't really see anything around them, and that's a huge problem. I understand that a lot of these players that are actually playing right now Star Wars, they don't have an MMO background, or they're very new to MMOs, so I don't really when it comes to actually playing with them, and I notice they're not doing that well, I don't call it out right away and stuff, because you need to try to help them since it's their first MMO probably, unless they say they played WoW, blah blah blah, then go ahead and flame them like hell. Well, if not, just help them out. It's their first MMO, because Star Wars brings in a lot of fans from the genre. Yeah. At least this time I didn't get hit by turrets. This dungeon was probably the hardest for me. I mean, so far the hardest. Healing. Kadamimu, which is next, was so much more simpler. Oh yes, this boss. Imperial Landing Party. It's basically like if you played WoW and you did Magister's Terrace. It's basically what it was. one of the bosses where it was like a PvP fight. Anyways, the tank, DC's here, so we swipe out to the next tank. You can CC, so go ahead and CC. We CC the sides since how the fight goes is they get stronger and stronger every time someone dies. The warrior and the bounty hunter are pretty strong, so we take them down first. By the time there's only one mob left, that mob does like special abilities. I'm not sure what the warrior and the bounty hunter do, but I don't want to find out, so I never really found out because we take them out first, as you can see. You can't use your CCs on the warrior, I think that's why we kill him first. When it's the operative by himself, he does this really strong AoE little rapid fire thing. I don't know what it's called. And the sage or the Inquisitor does AoE thunderstorm kind of lightning strike thing. And that hurts, but it's interruptible. I'm not sure if the op thing's interruptible. This fight's pretty hard for most people. I mean, it's pretty simple if you use your CCs. It's just like this. We never, like, all the other groups I did this with, especially those Guardians, we were fucked really hard. I don't even know how I did this with the Guardians. I was just forcing them to use their CCs nonstop. They had 2 stasises, 2 guards. They didn't use it for 2 fights, 2 attempts, and then until I tried to tell them what to do. I don't like leaving the opera alive because her thing is really strong. When she's by herself, she throws those poison things. Plus, she does her AoE rapid fire shot thing. It hurts a lot. The stage is easy to take care of. I'm not sure if it's the same for the op with the rapid fire thing. I'm not sure if you can interrupt it, but for sure you can interrupt the stage's the lightning storm. So I'm trying to keep this guy up as hard as I can. And he goes down. See that lightning storm. Luckily, the first time he was gonna do it the first time, but I believe the tank kicked it, so it didn't pop. So it was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this tank. This guy is pretty good. He actually put guard on me, which is hilarious because I'm pretty sure you guys didn't see a guard on anyone on the with the previous tank. The funny thing about the other 2 tanks, the first one I did was one said he was tanking, but he was using Shicho form, and I confused the hell out of me. And I told him to use Sorisu, and he said it sucked, so I left it at that since I didn't want to argue with anything. I'm still depressed about that fight. You can skip this. You can just yeah, after this goes up again and down. You can skip that fight right in front of us by just sneaking over to the left. Not bad. And there's that little missile bay, the little story mode, story objective thing. It either lets you shoot the missiles at an uninhabited moon, or that's for the light side choice, or the dark side choice, which is it lets you shoot at the Imperial fleet, which is pretty funny. But we choose light side, and I don't get to show you guys because my computer sucks, and fraps, when I have fraps on and I try to load that little convo, it takes like 10 minutes, so I don't want to piss off my teammates. I mean party members. In a way they're my teammates. I think I'm too used to calling them teammates because of PvP. So yeah, the hard part was probably the second boss. Everything else is a breeze. For that second boss, I'm pretty sure the Shadow could have used his little CC thing where they hover in the air. Keep forgetting the names. I should try to remember them. He didn't use that. It's fun. I mean, I think he did actually, but yeah, some people don't use their CCs, and it actually makes the fight so much more easier. It's meant to be a little technical fight, and some people don't really realize that. And we're at the boss already, which is pretty cool. Just have to kill this turret or turrets. Boss fight's pretty easy, much more easy than the last fight, but hurts. The turrets hurt a lot. Maverick's Varad, he's like the king of Mandalorians or something, and basically he jumps around, jumps to the corners, and in the corners there's turrets, 2 turrets that you have to take down. Since I'm a scoundrel, I can CC droids and mechanical crap, so I can CC one turret while they take down another. That makes my job a lot easier. Other than that, he's basically a tank and spank, other than his little AoE grenade toss or whatever it is, which is very easy to see. So I CC this turret. He jumps at a certain percent, so it's not random, I'm pretty sure. So I shot at the Shadow. I've been shouting at him the whole dungeon because he doesn't really pay attention. So I'm getting nailed by all the turrets. I'm trying to get to the other side, but I have to heal myself before I actually die. Just because I want to CC one of the turrets. So that turret CC'd. And once you get past the turrets the second time, it's basically a breeze. I mean, well, the third time. He glitches out here. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I CC the one in the back. He's supposed to jump into the other corner, but he didn't, so that was weird. Some people ignore this last set of turrets, because you can just basically try to burn them down here. CC one turret, burn them down, and just heal the turret that's still left alive. But we decided to just kill him like this. Much more safer. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.